Okay, welcome to a Better Way podcast here at Canopy Mortgage. We are stoked to have Mr. Erron Saucier on with us today. He actually manages and runs a division within Canopy, and super stoked. But outside of being a mortgage professional, what do you do for fun, Erron?
Love to travel. I love the water. So we're down by the coast, by the Gulf of America. So we like to get in it as much as possible.
Love it. And I know you are a very well-traveled individual. If I remember right, you're also a Saints fan, correct?
Yep.
How
It's
you
easy
feeling
to be.
about the new coach there?
I think we're poised for rebuild, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Tell me, this is one of my favorite questions to ask anyone and everyone in the mortgage industry. How did you find the mortgage industry, or rather, how did the mortgage industry find you, Erron?
Man, it grabbed me while I was in college 30 something years ago, and I've never left. So yeah, it grabbed me before I knew it was there. And yeah, never looked back.
So within the mortgage industry, now you're more or less managing a number of mortgage professionals. Kind of help me understand, how did you get to this point of building out a larger organization?
And at some point midway through my career, I just figured, man, if we can bundle up, and bring other partners on, because, getting rid of some of the admin and just some of the things that a branch manager has to do that's not the funnest. Um, I think that's kind of been an attraction. Let originators and partners come and originate and build their brand and build their teams, and help do some of this back end admin stuff that, just not that fun. So, right.
Got it. So you're doing a lot of the heavy lifting on the back end so they can focus on doing what matters most, bringing business in the door, helping out their loan officers. So help me understand, did you originate a lot prior to this?
Always have, because I feel like it's easier to recruit producers when you're still producing. I think it's tough when you're not producing to win over some producers, because they're like, well, you're not doing it, you don't know what you're doing. But so I always wanted to, and I still today, I love that part. I love dealing directly with the customer. So I don't want to lose that edge, not yet.
Love it. I love that, because you can ultimately and are ultimately, um, you're still boots on the ground, and you can relate to each and every one of the mortgage professionals that you manage and work with, and say, hey, look, I know what it's like with authenticity. That's
Yep.
huge.
Yep. Dealing
So
with objections. Yeah. They're just everything on the street level. Yeah.
so Erron, help me understand. This is a big year, a lot of changes with the election, with the new president. Where do you feel the mortgage industry as a whole is headed?
Well, if you hadn't figured out by now, in the last year and a half, almost 2 years, everybody's been hoping that that things would have changed sooner. So we figured out a good long time ago to prepare as if it's not going to change, right? Uh, Prepare to do what it takes to originate in this market. Thankfully, we've done that. So I think our message going forward is, it would be cool if it got easy again, but while it's not, we've got a pretty good way to win production in today's market, because there's still business today. So
Okay, so I'll let you share as much as you're comfortable with, but you said something. You've got a good way to win production in today's market. What do you feel like sets you apart to be able to do that? Because there are still loans being originated out there, and I'm a
oh,
firm believer of that. The difference is, I think it's a much more competitive environment. So what sets you and your team apart from the rest of the competition, if you're comfortable sharing?
one of the things that has held true to the promise in coming to Canopy was, I know for a fact the technology was the major part of moving to Canopy, and within 30 days, the realization was, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with 30% of my day other than dealing with Encompass and moving from screen to screen and doing all this? So we figured out that we have at least 30% of our day, and we use that to prospect now. And every day it's prospecting. It's calling somebody, a different group of people every day. So if you're prospecting in today's market, you're producing in today's market. And if you're not, you're still wondering when you're going to produce. And that's what we're able with Canopy, with our group. And that's how we're able to bring on partners that are willing to see what it takes to produce in today's market. And that's
Love it.
prospecting.
So, no, that's super powerful. So, and it's interesting to hear from your perspective in utilizing Nano, which is Canopy's proprietary technology. So you're of the opinion, hey, it frees up about 30% of my day to go and do what a good LO can do, and that's prospect and create and drive relationships, which ultimately drive contracts.
Which is not something that most of us are used to in years past. The business just came once you develop relationships, but it's so competitive, and we're at a level to where if you're not prospecting and making outbound sales calls, then you're probably not producing. So yeah,
someone else is in front of you calling if you're not doing it. Bottom line in this competitive environment. So let me ask a question. What do you provide? Let's say I'm a loan officer and I want to come work under Erron's team and in his environment. What do you provide to your loan officers?
So one thing that does, a couple of things that we spearhead is our CRM that we've talked about, that we've been developing for the last year and dialing it in, which drives your prospecting and tells you what group we're calling today, who your touches are. So our CRM is that we developed to a day-to-day, like we're in it all day long. And most people like, oh yeah, I have a CRM. It's somewhere on my computer. It's like, I think it sends some emails.
I logged into it 5 months ago. Last time.
Yeah. And I think some emails go out. No, when I say CRM, it's every text we send, every email we send, every phone call we make is made on our desktop. So, and our team comes together as a group. Whoever wants to join in every morning, Monday through Thursday, like clockwork, unless you just can't make it. We get on and we do a 15-minute, how was your day yesterday? Who's got a win? Who had a difficulty? What objection did you have from a particular borrower? Where do I go with this file? So we do a quick 15-minute prelude, and then we're all on a Google chat, and we go silent, and we're all just making dials. And we make dials until 11 Central, and then we do a 15-minute wrap. So the other part of it is loan officers these days are so used to being by themselves at home, remote. It's like they don't feel a sense of belonging or team, a team structure. But that's one thing that we implemented a year, January ago. And whoever wants to get on the call and talk in the mornings, we do it together and we do it as a team. So I think that's a big win because we're all prospecting for those 2 hours.
What a unique, awesome environment. So let me ask a question. If I'm in one of those sessions and I come across, let's say, an objection that I don't feel like I can overcome, is it interactive enough for me to pause and say, hey, what would you guys have done in this scenario?
Yeah, you could, because you're muted. So you just unmute yourself and say, hey, anybody listen? I'm in this call right now. But yeah. So yeah, it's pretty neat. We learned that from a group that we're in, a coaching group that we're in. And, we didn't create anything from scratch. We just followed the plan. So, it's
love
good.
it. And I think that's the difference that a successful LO beyond a unsuccessful LO is they're willing to do the small and simple things day in and day out, and not just flashes, but essentially become 1% better every day and build upon that. So love the environment that you've created. So let me ask a question. Where do you see yourself and your group going from here? What are your goals, let's say in the next 12 months, the next 72 months and beyond? What does Erron and team want to be when they grow up?
Well, I mean, if you look at the talk and the projections, we're modeling what we should be doing as if rates don't move. Obviously, if rates go down 1%, then the projections are really good. Now, what if they get a little bit worse? So you just have to double down on the prospecting that we're doing. So again, we're hopeful, but we're not relying on the fact that rates need to come down 1% for us to uh, to continue to produce. So, with a little luck and love and spiritual help with rates, things would get exponentially funner with all the efficiencies that we have put together now. It could get real fun again real quick. But right now, we're just acting as if today's rate is the rate we're going to be quoting all year long.
Got it. So if let me ask this question, and we're kind of in an interesting place in our industry. I feel like there's not a lot of middle ground as far as LOs. You're either producing or you're not, it's a unique opportunity for new loan officers who are getting into this industry, because I feel like, man, if you can figure this out now, then just imagine in a semi decent rate environment where one could be. So my question for you is, what advice would you have to some of the people that are still wet behind the ears, just trying to break into the industry? What sage advice is? You said you've been in the industry 30 years. I think it would be a unique perspective to hear.
That's a really good point. So we're looking at production, and I can tell you the people in today's market that are struggling the most are probably some of the more seasoned veterans, people that have been stuck in their ways so long through the peaks and the valleys. They're more reluctant to change and think that they do have to prospect for 2 hours a day. Whereas you can take somebody who's straight off the street that loves to make outbound calls and put them in our technology and teach them a little bit about the mortgage industry. But that person could actually excel in this market. And actually, my numbers show it. 2 or 3 of my newest licensed individuals that don't have bad habits are killing some of the veterans. So that's an excellent point. We could take bright, newer people to the industry that just have the will to do what it takes, and they're going to beat out some of our veterans at this point. Yeah, great topic.
So let me ask a question then. Are you open, and feel free to shout out if you are, to individuals joining you directly and growing your team?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, the Canopy family, find a part of the family that you can know and love, and it's in your region or whatever. But then, a couple of things that we do that are a little bit different, then yeah, certainly, we're poised to bring on people, because we've got industry experts that can help you pre-qual and provide LOA assistance. We've got processors, we've got great corporate underwriters and great closers. So really, it's just, if you want to come in and be a part of something that you want to get involved with, then yeah, I think this system is an easy plug and play. Absolutely.
Love it. So Erron, parting thoughts. My last question for you is, when are rates going to go down? No, I'm just kidding. If you knew that question, or the answer to that question, you'd probably be doing some day trading or something else. But my last question for you is, what advice would you have to a more seasoned LO that is struggling right now?
Prospecting is the key. If you're not spending 2 hours a day prospecting, then you're going to struggle, right? You're going to struggle.
No, and
if you want to prospect, you can enjoy some of the production numbers that your peers are. Join a group of your peers and listen to what they're doing. Don't join the group of non-producers. Join a group of producers and just listen to what they're doing and just do some of what they're doing, because people are producing, right?
Love to hear that. And if anyone is interested, we'll make sure to add Erron's contact information. You can reach out directly to him. He's an absolutely phenomenal leader and expert within our industry, and we count him blessed to have to be part of. We count ourselves blessed to have him as part of our Canopy family. So thanks a million, Erron. Grateful to have you here as part of Team Canopy, and wish the best to you as you continue to grow this.
Thank you.